Welcome back to another episode of TERA CON PRIME TIME. We are back for Season 3, Episode 2. Baby, getting a little loud because I'm excited. That's right. It's go time, baby. My name is Jeremy.
And my name is Josh.
You guys already know that, though, but we are so excited. We just saw Episode 2 of Season 3 of Final Space. It's kind of almost like the way that the Brits do it. You do the day, then the month, then the year. I went the episode to the season to the show. But right off the bat, that must be a phrase that I use.
What, right off the bat?
Yeah, right off the bat, right off the bat with this episode, maybe less so in the sense of season or episode 1 to episode 2, I think this episode is greatly improved compared to episode 1. In fact, I would rate it a 7.5 out of 10 cookies.
I was going to give it a straight up solid 8.
Yeah, I could kind of see that too. It's improved. Let's just get that. I like that we're slowing it down. Mm-hmm. So we got that going for us. And I think, like I said, there's that sort of reassurance from Olin. Like, he takes the criticism, for better or for worse, Olin will take the criticism to heart. You know, he may take it a little too personally at times, maybe needs to step sort of back and just be, sort of like, as just the omnipotent sort of creator of the show, and not so I'm Olin Rogers and this is it is his passion project. So, I feel bad for the dude, like we saw the tweet, he had to step away for a little bit, but that's okay. We still love him. And we love this episode because it starts off.
Everybody's splitting up again.
Tribor and Quattro Nostro. He's here, but he's gone. But he's here, but he's not here. But he's gone. Tribor has always been sort of the comic relief character. And I feel throughout the seasons, again, the humor has improved. So, like, what he does as the comic relief has improved. What he says as the comic relief has improved. So, yeah, he's just going to go off into who knows where. We only saw him, I believe, for this brief moment in this episode. We only saw this little bit of him, and it's like, okay, he's gone.
Yeah, Quattro just splits the asteroid open, and whoop, there they go.
Yeah, so just Dunzo.
Has anyone just straight up called you Jerry instead of Jeremy?
I don't think so, but that is a great question. Oh, speaking of my name, so that happens in this episode, and I'm going to have to ask Olin in person, unless he listens to these episodes. Olin, if you do, please let me know. Apparently, Jeremy is a dumb name in this episode.
But you are my boy.
I am your boy, and I am an arachnitech, so, like, that was cool. And, like, if you're part of the Final Space Discord, you know that one of our mod roles is called the Arachnitex, and I personally pitched that being a mod role because in season 2 we met Jeremy the Arachnitech. I'm like, oh hey, I'm a mod. Oh hey, what could a level for the mod ship be? How about the Arachnitex? So that way I could be Jeremy the Arachnitech.
How does that work?
But now in season 3 we have the part of the team squad, the Locatos, the Cheryls, Ash, and Fox, they get stolen away, as it were, to the Arachnitex. As I think you mentioned in the previous episode, layers of Final Space. To me, it's more so inceptions of Final Space, or like dream layers, instead of lasagna layers, like you said.
I wonder if time passes differently in those, because it might have taken a couple hours in the A plot, but might have gone a couple minutes in the Arachnitex realm in Final Space.
Yes, how Inception works. But that's what I'm saying is they were on this random, space rock, and then they are teleported or sucked away, as it were, to the Arachnitex, and somehow Little Cato's very buddy with them. He calls Jeremy. He's like, oh, he's got a stupid name like Jerry or Jonathan or Jeremy. It was Jeremy.
And being Jeremy, he took that personally.
I did take that personally. But yeah, and then suddenly everyone's chill and cool. And then the Arachnotechs die from the Lord Commander. And now the team squad minus, Gary and Quinn and Hugh.
And Kevin.
And Kevin, I guess. Yeah. Do you consider Kevin part of the team squad? Or just like adjacent to?
I feel like he's part of the squad, but he's like that team member in a group project that really doesn't do anything.
Sure. The annoying little brother or sibling, as it were.
It's just, I'm helping.
I'm helping. Yeah, so then they get stopped by the Lord Commander. And so now we see Lord Commander full in the flesh. It's the return of the Lord Commander, which is... What are your thoughts on that? Lord Commander's back.
About time, but I can't wait to fill in the holes to see what happened, because in season 2 we saw him getting slurped in like spaghetti after Nightfall straight up shanked him with her spear, and then we just saw his corpse just get disintegrated and sucked in. So I'd like to see what happened to him during that.
Yeah, he got possessed by Invictus, as it were.
And it was a whole nice callback for both Season 2 and Season 1. Season 2 being the Arachnotechs are back, but also Season 1, we miss our good old grumpy, spoiled grape man. I guess that also describes Clarence pretty well, but, Lord Commander's more of a grape.
I miss Clarence. Oh, but speaking of... throwback, as it were, not necessarily a throwback, but I forgot to mention it, I think, last episode. We have a new intro.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we do.
We have a new intro. So season 1 was the very iconic now at this point, sort of 3D, pseudo 2D, sort of pan around, fly around intro. That was a little loved, a little divisive. Season 2, we got the, running through the crimson light, as it were. That was exciting. And now, if you have been following Olin and any of his social media accounts and anything with Final Space, we have his improved upon, but his original intentional intro of Gary falling through like a time warp, as it were, like a time tunnel. And if you follow, like I said, Olin, and I believe this is to be correct off the top of my head, that's supposed to connect the Final Space pilot to Final Space, the TV show. Mm-hmm. Because in the end of the Final Space pilot, Gary gets eaten up by a time worm, right? And now he's falling through the time worm, as it were. And now we're in Final Space, the TV show, which I think is so cool.
That's a cool bridge.
Yeah, it's a cool bridge. And also just Olin really has that attention to detail. I mean, some people may call it a fever dream. I don't know if I necessarily agree with those words, but this show has a lot of big ideas. There's a lot of connective tissue that Olin likes to do. I mean, again, for the callback, as it were, season 1, Hugh talks about going to Paris in a corporeal body. Season 3, now we have Hugh in a trash body, and he's visiting Paris. So just those sort of things, even just his callbacks to his own YouTube channels, whether it's Balloon Shop or Olin Rogers or anything else he's been involved with. He really likes just sort of having this connected universe, as it were. And I think, personally, depending on how long this show goes, and I hope we get enough of seasons to really sort of send it off with a bang, as it were, I really like this new intro because it could almost just be the territory for spinoff. I don't know why. I don't know what my brain
Really?
yeah, like just the fact that I don't know how to really put it in words right now, but my brain is just going spin off, spin off, spin off. So I think if Olin really wanted to, I think he could really expand upon the Final Space universe. This show that it is right now, it's building up, and I love it. There's plenty of things where I wish we could actually, like, because I know that there's stuff on the cutting room floor that was not able to be explored because it either didn't make sense, didn't add anything to the plot, or was just too much of a side story to really do anything. But maybe, I don't know why, but Clarence, to me, that'd be a great character.
Of course you'd want a Clarence spinoff.
Yeah, or, like what John Goodspeed did before his untimely death, I guess, as it were.
Just have like a Star Trek type parody of the Infinity Guard.
Something like that, yeah. But anyways, to get this back on track. So the rest of the episode, we are focusing on the core team squad, I guess, as it were. What's the fun name for Gary and Quinn? Jin. We have Jin here.
I thought it was just Quinary. There's the whole pairing thing, but
well, I like Jin.
Jin.
But we have Gary, Quinn, Hugh, and Kevin. They managed to see in episode 1 at the very end a glimpse of Earth, and so now they're down on Earth. They planet jump again through an aberrant gravity well, or however Hugh said it. And then, so they land in Paris. Hugh loves it.
Yes. Ignoring the floating corpses all around.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up because I definitely remember last night when we were watching it, I was like, how are Gary and Quinn and everyone else unaffected by this, artificial gravity, I guess, as it were? And one of the people that work on the show, as we affectionately call them in the Final Space Discord, the Lord Commanders, one of them brought up the point that, like, in Final Space, gravity boots do exist. And I'm just like, oh. I didn't really, like, to me, it didn't seem so much as gravity boots, but, like, well, I think I need to rewatch whatever episode it was in, but like to me it didn't seem like they were gravity boots and just more so like magnet boots, as it were. So I was like, how are they sticking to the Earth? It's not a magnet. And then I realized, wait, there's Big Magnet. Earth Big Magnet.
Earth is Big Magnet.
Oh. It got magnetosphere.
Very nice, Jeremy. Who knows how that's doing? I mean, the entire planet got ripped out of orbit and sent into another dimension, so.
And even getting into that, so we get to meet Kevin Van Newton, the creator of the Kevins, Gary's worst nightmare, which this scene, when they do meet him, and Gary's all like, I need to kill this person now, kill it with fire, and Quinn's, sort of calm and just like, shut up, Gary. We also meet Biscuit, the tiger. Biscuit, the tiger.
Oh, we got Biscuit, yes.
Hold on, can I do his...
My name's Biscuit, the tiger.
I don't even know if that's even good. But this whole scene, so now we've met Biscuit, we've met the other Kevins, we've met Kevin Van Newton. Again, I think that this scene, it's this whole season, but specifically this scene that we're going to focus on right here, greatly improved. Just all the animation, the fire in Gary's eyes, the Gary being grabbed by all the Kevins, Biscuit's little, shudder vibration.
Yeah, that purring vibration that goes up his body and up to his ears. That was adorable.
And the random, very cutesy, like,
You're my favorite person.
All right, this one gets to live.
Why are they visiting Kevin Van Newton again? Oh, wait, yeah, they needed to get a ship.
The core team squad meets Kevin Van Newton. He says he's got a ship for them. It happens to be in Belgium, the Canada of Europe. They have to go get it. On the way, he mentions that he has a space teleporter, as it were, which, to me, I don't necessarily understand. Maybe it wasn't entirely clear to me on a first or second watch, or maybe it's still not entirely clear. But to me, the whole idea of a teleporter to get out of final space. To me, that would imply that he was either A, working on this teleporter before and had it somewhere off in space, maybe near Earth, adjacent to Earth, somewhere else. And he still had parts of it down on... Well, and that's the other thing, too, is either... Are they talking about a space teleporter in the sense of just people can go through? Or, like, I don't know why my brain is going towards get Earth out of final space. So, like, a gigantic teleporter sort of thing.
Oh, man. Just have, like, a giant ring around the planet that has to send it back.
Something like that. And maybe that's a little too ambitious right now. Maybe I wasn't understanding what he meant by, a Stargate or whatever, Kevin was going over. When you invent a teleporter, you can name it whatever you want.
Yeah, I think it was saying that it light folds organic beings. So I think it might just be something that you gotta walk through.
Yeah, I guess that would make it more implied to be just humans. But still, that would imply that...
Whoa. If it's just humans, then what's gonna happen to our robotic beings?
Well, Hugh is now a spaceship, so that won't matter.
Yeah, unless Hugh somehow does the thing in season 1 where he gets transferred into Gary's helmet, and then they just walk through together or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Kevin... Rip Kevin, I guess. Probably.
I think that still brings up the question of, since he's off to be like, oh, the parts are in London, let me go to London. You have my cell. No, we don't. I guess we do. Bye. I guess I'm just stuck on, and maybe we'll see it later, maybe I'm just being impatient. I think it either implies that the second part of the teleporter is already up and running somewhere outside of final space, and he just needs to build the second part in London and teleport everyone out of final space, which I guess that is maybe either hinting towards an end of season 3 plot line, or I don't know, even maybe, God willing, we get a season 4, and I hope we do, because again, I think this is going to be the best season we've had so far, so hopefully ratings are good and everyone likes it, and we do get a season 4. I think that would be very exciting, but maybe that it's definitely pointing towards not necessarily a finale, but an end game sort of thing. Because otherwise, like, he's like, oh yeah, I got the teleporter stuff in London. And it's just like, well, how are you going to teleport people out of final space if you're already in final space?
Yeah, you've got to have one exit point somewhere outside of final space.
Yeah, like you can't just start building both ends of the teleporter inside final space and then be like, yeah, we can teleport outside of final space. It's like, if you already have to go outside of final space in order to escape, then what's the point of the teleporter? So I guess...
Granted, it's probably better than, ripping a hole in space-time itself, the Titan way of getting to regular space from final space.
Speaking of Titan, we still have Bolo and Mooncake at the very end. Bolo, again, has lied to Mooncake in order to use him for his own ambitions and goals. But we do get to see Bolo with gigantic sword at the very end. Titan sword.
A star-forged red dwarf sword.
Yeah, now we get to see Titan fights with swords in space.
Ooh.
Yeah. Again, like, it just feels tighter in the sense of, where the humor is going to land, what is going to be said, how it's going to be said. It's all very polished now, and it is such a treat to be watching this live. It is such a treat now. Like, Final Space was already special for a lot of us. It was already a special show. We've all really connected on it. But this season, I think, is going to be one of our best seasons we've ever experienced as watchers, as fans, as people on the Discord, as people on the Reddit, like whatever, as people who enjoy this show. I think we're in for a really special show. This season I think it's going to be the best season so far. Do you have anything to say on that, Josh?
I know, I'm just like, I don't know what I should say over here. But yeah, they definitely upped everything this season. They pull out all the stops for the animation style with all the Zaz passes and all of the glowing bits and the compositing. It's all just so slick. It's all shiny and smooth, and I can really see everybody gets like a little bit more bounce in their facial expressions this season. And then that coupled with they really tightened up the storytelling so that it's back to the super serialized form of season 1, where it feels like this is one big thing that's getting chopped up into how many episodes? We got 13 this season?
Yes.
So yeah, it feels like this is going to be one really big story that's going to be told in all of these segments, as opposed to being like, oh, okay, this one's going to be the space race episode, or this one's going to be we're going to go to the snake cult planet. We're going to go to the Clarence planet.
It's funny that we can already tell from 2 episodes. It's funny that we can already tell from 2 episodes that we're already back towards a season 1 serialized thing. Again, with the reassurances of Olin. But it's funny that we're already just like, yeah, like we've only seen 2 episodes and we're like, yeah, this is totally just going to be the season 1 that we fell in love with the improved graphics of season 2 and the improved storytelling of season 2. I mean, again, even though it was more, what is that word? Episodic? Is that it? Yeah, episodic in nature, where season 2, each episode could kind of be taken out of order and watched randomly. It feels good to be back more towards that season 1 sort of style of being serialized, but still with the heart and soul and, comedy of season 2. But also to go back to Olin, this man is so dedicated to this show, already, having to do the pilot, become a writer, become a producer, become a voice actor, become somebody who's doing special effects passes on this show, somebody who is running social media accounts and creating social media for this. Like, this man is so utterly dedicated to this show. It's pretty much his, life force at this point. I don't know how this man does it. It's inspiring to see. Like, I know I would not be, I'm more the type to delegate, but he is so ingrained and impassioned with this show.
He's there for every step.
Yeah, he really is. The pre-production, the production, the post-production, the post-season, the pre-season. It's exciting to hear that he has other projects in the work, with Lions Blaze or whatever he's writing for, maybe a feature film or something like that. But, like, at the same time, his creation of Final Space. And if he did nothing else, he gave us and is giving us some of the best adult animation I think I've ever seen. I don't watch a lot of other TV shows, but this one I am completely engrossed with. Kind of went on my tangents again.
You went on your obligatory Olin Rogers tangent.
Yeah, I would still say, like I said, it's a little more improved. You know what? I will make it an 8 out of 10 cookies, I think. I think you convinced me.
Yes, I'd definitely say so. It's pretty good. We got a lot of season 1 and 2 continuity. We got some new stuff on Earth. And we have a bit of a dilemma on our hands, Jeremy.
With what?
Well, you see, we have a main channel that's named after the current ship. And we have a couple name possibilities.
I still want to go with Galaxy 2.
I'm still all for Dragonhawk 5, okay? It just sounds better.
I don't think anyone wants the bearded turkey wing, unfortunately, but, I mean, it would be fun to have it be a brand new, fresh name, so Dragonhawk 5.
It sounds badass, and it also kind of sounds like a SpaceX sequel series of rockets.
But I think I'm with the more practical Quinn and just calling it Galaxy 2.
Fine. Okay, we'll see what the poll says. We have a poll up and running for what we're going to name this new channel, and it looks like Dragonhawk 5 is in the lead.
So far, but ultimately it is a Titan decision. So, thank you for listening to another episode of TERA CON Prime Time. We are going to see you next week for Season 3, Episode 3.
The Ventrexian!
Yes, the Ventrexian. Once again, my name was Jeremy.
And my name was Josh.
And stay tuned, Galaxy 2, Electric Boogaloo. Peace out.